Alright, what's up everybody? It is me, Jarrett, over here at VX Vision 1394, back with another Will It Work. This is kind of a hybrid video. My son and I went to the Ventura swap meet this past Wednesday. Cat is gonna want out, and that is perfectly fine with me. Later, bro. Yeah, we went to the swap meet this past Wednesday, whatever the date was. And we would go to the swap meets often out here, but it had been a while since we had been to the swap meet. So, kind of worked out well. I figured, why not take my swap meet finds, try to intertwine them in here. I can show like camcorder related stuff that we pick up, as well as if I get any camcorders, I can do the Will It Work and test them right here on stream. Not stream, on video, on camera. So I'm kind of just like not sure what to do, so I'm just kind of going off my brain here of seeing what to say and stuff. But okay, first thing I picked up were these two tapes, these two high 8 tapes, a Sony and a TDK tape.
I got a couple of them there, brother. You can make a little stack.
Just the two.
These, yeah. Just the two. $6, $3 each, brother, you know? The TDKs, you don't like the match?
Well, those are audio.
Oh, okay.
This is just video.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
that's the difference. Give me $5 for both of them, brother. That's
I think that's
not too bad, right?
No, that works.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, I'll do 5 for the two. The guy that I picked these up from, I think he initially said $6, and then he was just like, how about $5 for the two of them? Which was perfect. I can just bundle these with camcorders as I get them. So yeah, for $5, pretty much a no-brainer to pick these up. So that was the first purchase. And yeah, that dude was really cool. We communicated for a while. Also, what I wanted to mention is I'm just gonna do like little thumbnail things up in the corner of like some slight interaction of the getting these things. But if you guys want to watch the full like kind of unedited swap meet video, I think I'm going to upload that too. So yeah, this will just kind of be cut down. Second thing I picked up was this, which is sick, Sony PC101. But arguably I kind of overpaid for this. I ended up paying $80 for it. I think he wanted initially like $100 just for this. Does have a battery. Like he was gonna charge me for the power supply. Kind of seemed like a dude who was new to storage lockers. You know, he was kind of like, my pricing, I do like 70% of the value. And so he just went right to eBay and didn't even go to like sold listings. The first one that came up, the PC101, when I was like, how much do you want for it? The first one that came up was like $170. So he was, you know, or 160, 170. So he was just like $100.
All right, so used on eBay is like 164, so I do $100.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we can do that for sure.
Here,
Really?
pick that up.
Yeah. No, I know.
No, if it doesn't work, if that tape compartment doesn't work,
So
It's basically...
you'd have to look at solds.
I would do 150 for everything.
50 for it all. I think I'm just going to do this for $80 because
All
that
right.
stuff's all just.
Are you
yeah,
sure?
that's not $60.
All right.
I'd be gambling way too hard on this.
No, I know.
Would you do 80 for those two with the power supply for it?
I'd rather do a little less for everything, just get it all out of here.
You didn't even look at like sold listings, so I'm not going to get into that. I still bought it. I thought it's a PC101. It's cool. Let me look here. Oops, that's the memory stick. No tape inside of it, and the pinch roller is in there with the lock pin. We'll see. Yeah, I've got mixed feelings because for $80, if it works, with me testing it, I still think I could sell something like this maybe for $250. I'm gonna have to put some accessories into this to make it a full unit, but I still thought it was possible to make up some margin on this one. Pretty good condition from what I can see. Anything else to say on this one? I don't think so. I can't think of anything right offhand. Yeah, so you'll see in the video, and if you want to watch the swap meet video, the interaction with him, it was fine. It's just, I was hoping maybe to spend no more than 50, 60 bucks for something like this, but he was adamant on that price, didn't want to go down at all. So I will... maybe I'll wait on spinning that one. But yeah, he kept saying, like, really, at my prices, you know, what I wanted to offer him. And then the power supply that he was trying to sell me in addition to this, he was like, how about 10 bucks? I'm like, well, that's what I can kind of buy him for on eBay. He's like, really? He's like, how about 5? And at that point, 5 was fine, but I was just like, nah, dude, come on. Should be throwing it in for the 80 bucks, in my opinion. And I was like, for 80 bucks, usually when I do that, I get a whole complete unit. Cables, power supply, maybe a bag. 80 bucks is usually kind of the price that I'm used to spending for a complete system. So, you know, after I left there and paid the 80 bucks, I'm just like, God, you know, sometimes you get emotionally attached or wrapped up into an auction or at the swap meet, because it's like, I could say no, but then I don't want somebody else to get it. So, you know, I paid the price, and we'll see what happens with it. But I did kind of get lucky, because literally right after that, the next aisle, me and my son came across this one. So in a bag, this is the, God, can't even read them. This is the TRV8.
Good eye, bub. Good eye, bub. You can have it if you want it. You saw it.
I can even ask.
Yeah.
Looking at this one right here. That's
80?
80.
I mean, if you think you can do any better than that, I mean, that's on you.
All right.
Finally back.
There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
So yeah, camcorder, there's a battery, a little bit higher capacity battery in it, lens cap, shoulder strap. This one appeared visually to be in pretty good condition. Not that the PC101 didn't, it looked nice as well, but everything, power supply, AV cables, another battery, the one that would have came with it. I'm gonna go over all this stuff in a little more detail here in a second, but sorry, the remote, I was looking to see if the batteries were in it. And then lastly, I think with this one was a FireWire cable. Let me double check this up front, nothing there. So yeah, and then again, I'm not sure if I said, sorry, 80 bucks for all of this, which I was, for this condition and everything, I was, you know, I'll gamble on 180 bucks, no problem, for something like that. But so I'll leave this one here for now, and let's kind of go back to this PC101, take a look at it further in some detail. Like I talk about a lot, the battery that came with this is the NPFM50. Can't remember if they had 30s or not, but this is kind of like the standard battery that would have came with it factory. Generally, I don't have the best luck with these. The higher capacity ones I do, but like always, I'll throw that on the charger and see what happens with it. It did have a memory stick in there. This is just for digital still pictures. This is not for video, so it's kind of irrelevant, but it's still cool nonetheless. The hinge on the LCD feels nice. The eyepiece still comes out. There's a little bit of cosmetic wear here and there, as I'm noticing, but nothing major. The lens is a little dirty. That's going to be hard to see there. I'll put it over here on the thing to spin it. As far as connectivity on this one, Firewire, the power supply is here, and then the USB port for still pictures to transfer those. There should also be, there's S-Video back here. And then the other ports are behind this door here. And we've got AV out, microphone, and headphone behind that door. There is an accessory shoe up top to where, an accessory shoe up top so you could put a light, maybe an external microphone, something like that, and it is powered by the battery on here. So if you get one that had Sony's like intelligent accessory shoe capability, it slots in and then it powers it from the camcorder battery. So I will get the lens and everything on this cleaned up, but in the meantime, let's spin this one. I think I can leave it right there. Yeah, I'll plug it in. I did that last video. So let's let that spin. Yeah, M series battery. Memory stick, I'll just kind of look over it, just let it do one full spin. Not a lot to talk about in addition to this one, I don't think. Manual focus, probably some more manual controls on this. But these were always cool, these little compact form handy cams that Sony came out with, or that a lot of companies were doing at this time, more of the vertical, smaller style. These things are really awesome. Smaller LCD screen, maybe just a 2-inch, 2.5. So yeah, this will be kind of fun, kind of cool to see, because I found, you know, when we go to the swap meets, we find quite a bit of stuff. I always kind of wanted to do a swap meet series. I think that's good. I always wanted to do a swap meet series in addition to the Will at Work, and I still can, but I thought this would be a good way to intertwine the two. So it's kind of a swap meet video. I'll still do that, but then showcase what I found, and then we we get to test it on stream. This is going to use M series battery. Let me see if I've got one here charged. Hopefully I do. I can also use the power supply from this one to test it with power. But let's do this and kind of hope for the best here. Didn't hear anything. That might not be uncommon. Some of them make kind of like a pre-startup noise when you put the battery in, but here we go. Okay, I've got sound. I have a picture that I can see here. Try to get that in frame. This is it on? I bet it has night shot. I think it looks like the night shot icon is on. So let me take a look over here. It is in fact on. Let me turn that off. I'm not super familiar with where all the buttons are at on this one. You know, some of these are laid out, or this PC101 specifically is going to be laid out a lot different. It doesn't have like buttons behind the door like they traditionally might. So I'm just gonna have to look over this, and it's also touchscreen, so some of this stuff will be through the menu itself. But good, first thing first, that is working. Let me shut this. I'm gonna check the eyepiece. Look at the focus here. Focus is right in the middle, so that should be good. And I do in fact have a picture, a good picture as well through this. This is just a black and white eyepiece. Hopefully that will get it. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's try this function button. So that's the menu. Let's just click on a few so we can see that the touch screen is in fact working. And then there's the menu. Okay. Exit up there. Let's take a look over here on this side. And again, sorry, cosmetically on this one, other than some light stuff all around body-wise, looks really nice. Over here on this side, I'll just read these off here. We've got backlight. We have got night shot that we already saw. We have the zoom button over here. Here's your focus wheel. I'll try that for manual focus. Display and color slow shutter. So let's take a look at these. Hopefully I can get these and make sure it's lined up here. So yeah, there's the icon down there on the bottom left for backlight. Turn that one off. We did night shot, but I'll redo that. And there's color slow shutter. What's this one? Display on and off. And then, is that the focus? Yes. So that's the manual focus button right here. Oh, interesting. I didn't know if it'd be a switch or what it would be, but it's a button there. So, yeah. I don't see anything else. A few zooms here. Whoa, this one's touch sensitive, very touch sensitive. Yeah, geez, the more pressure you apply, the faster it goes, so. Dang, that one is super quick. All right, good. I don't think there's anything else I need to test on that. Does not look like there is any illumination display if I was to put this on playback. Sometimes, where are even the playback controls? They'll probably be through the display there, the touch screen. So I think I'm gonna check out the tape compartment at this point. Hopefully this will eject okay. Sounded really good. All right, let me get tape. I'm not gonna try to clean it yet. I'm just gonna try it out first. All right, sounds pretty good. I don't hear anything that would cause me any alarm or anything, or reason to worry about it. Let me get it back centered here. I'm going to try to, I think, record first as opposed to playback, so no error codes. We are recording right now with the PC101. I'm going to try to do a few zooms here. Watch how fast it goes. So yeah, that's touch sensitive. More pressure you apply, the faster it goes. I'm just talking at the moment to let it record for a while. Let everything move, get going. I would say that is probably good. All right, so now let's flip it to playback. Blue screen. Yeah, there's my playback controls there. So let's hit play. And I'll probably have to rewind it here. Find volume. Pause it. Function. Volume. Let me just raise it up quite a bit. And where is exit here? There it is. So yeah, that's touch sensitive. More pressure you apply, the faster it goes. I'm just talking at the moment to let it record for a while. Let everything move. Get going. I haven't had a lot of PC101s that is probably good that I've dealt with in the past, but a few. And my history has always been good with them. I think that at this time, these were built well. So yeah, I've always had good luck and have, you know, heard like online and stuff with people who want them. Generally always good things about the PC101. So man, oh man, you gamble sometimes, because if that wouldn't have worked, it's a little easier to recoup some value now because I could have put a digital recorder with it, but I don't really want to do that as much as possible. I just want to keep them as close to factory as possible. So I want the tape compartments to work. I want everything to kind of work, and I can pass it on to somebody who wants to use it that way as opposed to the digital recorder route. But if the tape compartment is bad, I don't mind going that way. I just don't like to if I don't have to. So regardless, so far so good on the PC101. I might as well even put it over here to the TV. I've got an AV cable here, so I think I'll do that and test the playback that way. Generally, not always, but generally if I can get, although this one they're in two different locations. What I was going to say is if I get video out, the FireWire would generally work, but this time they're in two different spots. The AV port is there and then FireWire is up front, so I'll have to try those independently at a different time, but at least we can do the AVs. Let me just turn the TV off. I always do that. I turn the TV on and then I have to plug it in, feedback. So yeah, this was this swap meet. So put that. Oh, I'm an idiot, dude. My bad. I put it on camera. You're gonna get some feedback that way. If you want to put it on camera mode, you got to turn the volume down, and I should have it like that from the start. I'm making all these silly errors that sometimes I just kind of take for granted and skip over. It's not horrible, it's just don't make a practice of it. You know, if you have the volume up too loud, the feedback isn't good for stuff and whatever. Let's play the tape. Oops, go a little further. Zoom chair. Watch out, mouse. what I'll do is I'll clean the tape compartment. What I was seeing was it was playing the previous, yeah, these black lines.
Touch sensitive. More pressure you apply, the faster it goes.
Wasn't getting that earlier. That isn't the worst thing in the world. It's probably just an indication of it being dirty at the point. They're gray on here. So, new tape inside of the compartment and just getting it going. Actually, let me just try that right now on video. Let's just turn it off. Get the cleaning tape out. And I think I'll do this on both. I will start with video and just record for about 8 seconds. 8 to 10 is sufficient. So just start it. That's cool. And then we are going to put it on playback. And we're going to do the same thing. Eight to 10 seconds. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I should do that. I don't like to do it first. Because you don't want to have to clean the heads if you don't have to. So, and plus I like to see right off the bat how the camera is going to function before I go that route. I don't want to put a cleaning tape in it, and then if the tape compartment is bad, it eats the tape. I don't want it eating my cleaning tape. So I'd much rather go this route 9 times out of 10. Not saying 100%, because it could always be, I mean, it could just have screwed up right there. But generally not. Let me turn the volume down. Most likely, it just needed cleaned. Let me also make sure these are cleaned off well. Sometimes these ports themselves, if they get dirty, debris inside there, you could take like a little toothbrush, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, scrub that out, let it dry. Dries really quick, so that could give you a more solid connection if you're ever noticing some interference from this to the TV. But let's try again. I'll have to return the volume back up.
A few zooms here.
That's kind of what I thought. Not always. Most of the time, the gray bars.
We are recording right now with the PC101. I'm going to try to do a few zooms here.
Watch out for those. So yeah, that's touch sensitive. More pressure you apply, the faster it goes. I'm just talking at the moment to let it record for a while. Let everything move. Going. I would say that is probably good. So yeah, I think what I was saying there is anytime you're working with the tape compartment, there's always the chance that you never know when they're going to fail. It could be right now. There's a lifespan on all of them, so they're not going to work forever. But generally when you see the gray bars like that, they were showing black on the TV, but they were gray on the LCD screen. That's usually a good indication that the heads are dirty, and a cleaning tape or a manual cleaning in there can generally clear that up. So Yeah, man. I am psyched on this. This should be a really good one, and this is a fun camcorder. Like I said, the design of them, I think that interests a lot of people, just from the form factor and the way they look. I think I can kind of call it on this one for right now. Take the battery out of this. I will need the battery actually for that one too, but yeah, PC101. Thankfully, that one is working. Charge the battery, memory stick, put something, or put the necessary components together to make this a complete unit. Go out and record with it, and this one will go up on eBay as well because I already have something similar. I don't know what that model number is up there, but some of these I don't need every single one, a variant of them. So yeah, I think I'll just put this one up on eBay. And let's move over to the TRV8, I think is what it is. So we'll leave that one there. Yeah. Then again, this complete system here, 80 bucks. The firewire cable is 4 to 8. And then let me just go over this again. This is the NPFM50. We'll try it. Yeah, remote, AV cable, power supply. I did not check the power supply with that one. Let me do that real quick. I might, oh jeez. I might as well just do that. Generally, if the battery works, power supply does. But again, you know, it's always that rare situation where maybe not. So I don't want to assume it. Let's just try to check. And let me find, power is up here where firewire is at. And good thing with checking power here, again, generally, if the power works here, the USB and firewire will most likely work as well. Little bit loose. Some of them are made like that. Some do get loose over time just by pressure. If, you know, it's pulled, cable can get pulled in weird ways, but I hear it and feel it turning on. And I never really liked when they put these power cables on these to the front. It's kind of awkward, but oh, lens cap is on, but yeah, there we go, picture. So I think I can, I'm just gonna shut this off, move on. And I am going to take the shoulder strap off of this before I start to work with it. Get this battery out of the way. What battery is this? NPFM70. Hopefully, this one should work. Not always, but again, like I said, chances on those I generally have good luck with. I shouldn't say really good luck, but much better than the small ones, smaller capacity. And if they don't, I generally like to bundle a battery with it, and I just get them off of, when I have to put something with it, I get them off of Amazon or, you know, on eBay. Castar makes a good aftermarket battery, so they're available. What was I doing here? I wanted to kind of check this out. Sometimes these plastic pieces get bent in awkward kind of angles, and so Just wanted to see if I could get that replugged back in appropriately. Not that big of a deal. It's just bugs me. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Plus, just plug it back in properly, and then it'll, and generally the rubber or whatever will find its way back. So yes, what are we looking at here? Is there anything else I'm missing? TRV8 mini DV camcorder. Cosmetically, I kind of got to look over this one as well, just to see where all the buttons are at and everything. Cosmetically, it looks nice. Visually, everywhere, I'm not seeing anything out of the realm. The wrist strap over here is beginning to flake. This black edging around there, sometimes those will, they get sticky in that black. There's like a coating to it, and it will begin to flake off on a lot of these. So it's not a big deal. You can kind of just take like a rag or something and wipe it off, and then it's a good cloth underneath. So underneath of where the kind of rubber covers it. So they didn't have to put that on in the first place, but it's just aesthetics. It looked nice. There is a like a lens on here, a little protective lens, UV filter or whatever. So I like to see that sometimes, because that means the lens, for the most part, or for this amount of time, has been protected. And yeah, the lens looks clean on that. I'll have more detailed images later, but I think I will take this off for now because I'll spin it with that off. But again, cosmetically, looks good. Let's kind of look behind this door here. They put everything. So all the AVs, S-Video, headphone, mic, Firewire I'm sure is back there. Yep. So yeah, all the plugs are there. I'm seeing night shot on this one. I'm seeing the accessory shoe up top. Manual focus, maybe a little more manual controls on this. I can't be for certain right offhand, but I do see manual focus. The LCD screen size, good hinge on there, and this is the 3.5-inch screen. Controls behind the door as well. I think, let's put it over here and spin it first. The eyepiece here is color, and telescopes there back, so you have a little more clearance or room with it. I did not, or I might have checked earlier, I forget. Forget if I checked if there's a tape in it, but let's let that spin. Gosh, what else on this one? It's probably, oh, what year this would have came out. An earlier series mini DV. I'm more familiar with, I think, the time frame when the TRV17, the 27, some of those were out. I was selling those at Sears at the time. I don't recall this one, so it must have came, this was, I'm guessing, predates those. It has to by the model number. I'm just not sure by how much time. M series battery, traditional power supply. I think we got a little bit of digital illumination on the back when I power, if it powers up. Looks, yeah, because there will be illumination up top for playback controls. Bearing that it works. Digital display on the outside of the LCD will probably tell like battery power and stuff like that. How much battery is left. LCD brightness and volume controls are behind or are on the door, the bottom of it. I think that's good. I could be missing it here, but I wasn't seeing a memory stick option on this for digital still pictures. Not that big of a deal, but just seeing, just talking about what might be or might not be. The So the door opens, I see the pinch roller in there. I'm not gonna try the pinch roller. I'm just gonna leave it as is. I don't wanna, because this looks good. I don't wanna mess with anything just yet. Let's try the battery first. That'll be easier. And let's see if it makes a sound. Nope. Didn't hear anything. Let's get this lined up here. And let's try it. Down. We got sound. We've got picture. And the picture is accurate. I'm gonna try these buttons since they're right here first. LCD brightness. And that's working. I'm gonna leave that up. It's easier for me to see it a little bit at this angle when the brightness is up. And then volume. Yep. Cool. Let's try a few zooms here. This zoom should be touch sensitive as well. Not too bad on the speed. That's good. But it is touch sensitive, so lighter pressure, slower it zooms, and faster. Let me try the eyepiece. Yep, picture, good. Color, we focus it. And there it is. Let's do it like this. Hopefully that should get it somewhere in there. And there's the display on the outside. The PC101 did not have a display on the outside where the LCD is. All right, let's check over some more of these buttons here. Laser link. That's kind of cool. So the laser link, I don't think I've talked about this yet. It is that back there, and it's an like an infrared receiver. So instead of having to plug in the red, white, and yellow cables from the camera, camcorder to the TV, you basically would plug the laser link. Can't remember if it was S-Video and composite or just composite. So you plug that in to the back of the TV, and then the camcorder itself would transmit infrared, the video, so you didn't have to hook up the cables. You could just sit back and play it using that. It's kind of a cool thing. And I think people have done some interesting, I don't want to say mods, but just cool different things with that. Laser link as well. I'm gonna have to look at these buttons here and see. So we've got night shot over here and slow shutter. Let's try that. It should be good because these buttons feel really stiff. I was noticing that when I was doing other things. Usually that's a good indication that it wasn't used much. When the hinge on the LCD door is stiff, and maybe the power. Let's do slow shutter or color. Maybe that is the night shot, and then there it is. Night shot 1 and 2, so different slow shutter options for the night shot feature. And let's try the focus. So I think that's up front. That's this switch here. Now it's on manual focus, and if I use the wheel up here, we'll see the focus indicator change there. Yeah. Whoops. So yeah, cool. Let's switch that back. Just press that up for autofocus. And what's down here? Fader and backlight. I can't use the fader because there's no tape in it, but backlight I can do. And there's the icon there. And then I've got some more things behind the door here. Self-timer I can't use. Digital effects, titles, display, and menu. So let's go over those. Digital effects is first. And there they are. can scroll through them. Let me like select that one and then trails, and you'll see like it does different digital effects. So leave some trails. Take that off. What's this one? There might not be anything. I gotta. Oh, it's insert. Yeah, that's tape based. Here's titles. Cool. What's this one down here? Display. Yeah, takes the display off. And then the last thing I think is menu. There's that. And the scroll wheel is good too. I see white balance on here. So a little more manual control. Yeah, record mode SP, so everything looks good on this. Take the menu off, and then you have the 3 different shot modes that I've spoke about in other videos. I just like the mode where you press the record button once to start and once to stop it. So, but you got some options if you want to take a look at that. I'm seeing back here program AE and then exposure. So I've got 2 more buttons to show. And let me actually just kind of show where those are at, what I'm referring to. Back here along this area here. So that's where your scroll wheel is, and then there's some more buttons there. So the first one is program AE. Am I still in frame? Yeah. And there it is. And then the next one is, what was it? I'm sorry. Shit, I forget. Exposure. Yeah. Okay. I think I've gone over everything there. Sorry, left the tape in there. All right, let's try the tape. Sometimes these lens caps, just don't like them banging around. All right, kind of sounded weird, but not weird in a bad way. Just you know, kind of each tape compartment has a little bit of a different sound to it. How the motors work and just the ejecting and everything. Also, something kind of silly, but I just kind of want to talk about it. It is kind of important. Every tape deck on these have a kind of like a push indicator where you should push on to close it and kind of use that. It is important. That doesn't sound good. Yo, dang, that's crazy. No error. Let's see something first. Let's turn this off. Yeah, listen to that. Let me check the tape once. I want to see if it ate the tape in any way or any creasing. I don't see anything on it, but that's too bad. Camcorder was in really good visual condition, and then for it to make that sound, that's generally not a good sign. That's probably a sound in the drum motor unit, like whatever in there. And I don't think it's one of those situations where when a camcorder is left like dormant, not used for substantial periods of time, that's not good on them. Sometimes the things can kind of just get seized up a little bit, and then they need to be reworked and used, get the gears, the motors, and everything running again. That's not uncommon, but I don't think that's what I'm experiencing here. Kind of hope it was, but or wish it was. But I'm gonna try it a few times just to get that, you know, there's probably some bearings in there, I'm guessing. I don't know. So it doesn't sound horrible there. It's just that shutting down process. I've heard that before where, like, what was it? The PD100, PD110, some of those you would, once it loaded or unloaded, the drum would spin a little longer, but I could be wrong, but this doesn't sound, those sound like they're made to do that. This one sounds like a problem. Like it's still spinning. And they do that. They'll spin, but generally not that long. All right, I think we're gonna try it. Because there's no error codes here. So yeah, and while it's running here, you can hear it. So even if this records and plays back, you're gonna hear this, you're gonna hear it on the recording, but we'll try it. See what happens. So we are recording with the TRV8. I don't want to talk so loud on this one because I want to see how much this noise will play into the noise of my voice. But yeah, you'll be able to hear that. Let me zoom here a few times with it, but what's crazy is it is recording, no error codes. Stop it. All right, let's go to playback. Okay, we're on playback, and as you can see, we've got the illumination here for playback controls, and then also some illumination over here on the side. I guess if you were going to start recording from over there, you could by the button combination or a button press. Let's try to play this back. This is hilarious. Whoops. I didn't hold it in fully. I'm not sure where the other recording left off. Talking at the moment to let it record for a while, let everything move, get going. So we are recording with the TRV8. Here it is. I don't want to talk so loud on this one because I want to see how much this noise will play into the noise of my voice. You can hear it. But yeah, you'll be able to hear that. Zoom here a few times with it, but what's crazy is it is recording, no error codes. Stop it. Well, it's kind of what I thought would happen with the noise. So I'm still thankful. You know, I've had camcorders in the past where the tape compartment was louder than normal, and it would pick it up to the tape. This one initially seemed louder than that loudness, to where I can generally tell a difference. So I'm a little left in limbo here, question mark, where it's like, I wouldn't have expected this tape compartment to, I probably would have bet money that it wasn't going to work. So when it does, kind of throws me off a little bit. Where there are situations where that loudness can indicate a problem, but in this circumstance, it's not. But let's play back on the TV. I'll tell you though, I'm not trying to like make it sound better than it is, but over the course of just kind of, you know, doing that, ejecting, closing, taking the tape out, just kind of repeating that process a little bit to get it moving. Could be placebo, but it does honestly sound like it's a little bit better. It does sound loud. I'm not, you know, not going to deny that. I don't want to lie about any of this stuff, but it does sound better. I don't think that it'll ever go away to a point where you won't be able to hear it picked up on the tape. I think that's something that you're just going to have to know, or somebody better than me could maybe repair it. But a repair like that would probably be the entire tape compartment. So you can hear it. It just, the first few times, it sounded so clunky or something, and just, but anyways, let's play back. Let me turn the volume down on this. I just want to have it hear volume through the TV. Move, get going, and we'll see how loud it is. So we are recording with the TRV8. I don't want to talk so loud on this one because I want to see how much this noise will play into the noise of my voice. But yeah, you'll be able to hear that. Let me zoom here a few times with it, but what's crazy is it is recording, no error codes. Stop it. When I go out and do some recordings with it, I'll leave some of the volume in on them, and then we'll really be able to tell, like outdoors and stuff too, what type of audible interference, or whatever you want to call it, that will produce. I'm trying to think of like ways around that. Even if you use an external mic, maybe if the mic was, I don't know, I'm not an expert on microphones, maybe more of like a directional, or I think some are have the ability to maybe not pick up as much around here, but are like zoom based. So that might be a way to get around that, or just, you know, not worrying about it too much. I mean, I'll take that into consideration when selling it, you know, and stuff like that. Can't sell it as perfect, but you know, what I might not want, somebody else might be like, oh, that's no big deal to me. So trying to think of scenarios where it might not, like, they're just not coming to mind right now. I'm sure there are, but okay, let's turn this off. Anything else to go over? I don't think so. Oh, I guess lastly on this vendor, yeah, this guy was really nice too. He was super cool. We asked, I think my son asked him if he would take a little less for it. He was like, well, $80 is what I paid for it, whether it was or wasn't. I I was, like I said, I'm always willing to complete unit like that with all the accessories. 80 bucks, generally about all day. I'm gonna do that. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'll go out and shoot some video with both of these, really test them out. I didn't do the power supply on this one. Let's try that. I don't think I did. That is behind this door right here. But I'm still, dude, this is, it's a lot better than not. This is cool. Oops. And yeah, I figured it would, but just want to show. Let's listen again. Just the initial startup is loud. I'm gonna do it again. Let's just make sure. And then let's shut it off. Well, I don't know what else to... there's nothing really I can suggest on this. I think this is just one of those situations where you just kind of got to know what you're going into when you get something like this. Somebody could always put a digital recorder on this one if they want to bypass that tape compartment. But if you're not too... I guess what I'm getting at here is I honestly don't know if that sound indicates progressing of a problem and it's progressively getting worse, or if the sound could be there and it's just like, it's loud, it's obnoxious, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the lifespan of it is any shorter. And I could pretty confidently say it wouldn't affect the lifespan of the camcorder per se in terms of power, just more so the tape compartment. That I just don't know. I honestly don't. I know all tape compartment drum units have a lifespan to them. The hours, I'm not sure. Have no idea how many hours are recorded to this, and that doesn't even mean anything sometimes either. Sometimes the mechanisms can just fail with 5 hours, or they can go 3,000 hours and still function great. So yeah, I am still very pleased and thankful. Looks like my video has ended, so I have been long-winded here. I think I'm gonna close it on this one. I'm gonna take these out, shoot some footage with them, and PC101 I'm confident on. This one I'm about right now, truthfully, probably like 75% confident on. And if I can go out and record for like an hour with it, come back, capture all the footage, and it be good, maybe like 80 or 85% is what I would go up to, but still better than not. So yeah, for this swap meet / will it work, I hope this was kind of cool. I'll jump off here, and yeah, like always, if you're finding any value, if you like the videos, maybe consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will be back with more Will It Works and swap meet videos in the future. So see you then. Later.